Next question, please. Over here.
Hi, I'm from that section. We'd just like to know what are the pros and cons of being in Japan as a country? What did you enjoy the most and what was the least enjoyable thing in Japan?
Can I go?
Yeah.
Also, she basically asked what's the pros and cons of being in Japan, what did we enjoy the most and what did we enjoy the least, am I correct? Yeah, so I think there's definitely much more pros and cons of playing in Japan. I think the pros for us was being there the longest. I think we're the first team arriving and the last team leaving. We enjoyed every single minute of it. You know, it's our 20th week that we've been together as a team. And yeah, I can't say every single experience was great. I think the saddest part was yesterday when we had to leave. I must be honest with you.
No audio on the slide and the speaker.
Can we turn up the audio at the speaker at the back here, please? Next question was at the back there. Yeah. Question.
Yes, please.
Yeah. Over to you.
Hiya, I'm Penny Moss from British Television.
British, yeah. British.
I enjoyed saying that here. Can I ask you, do you think you won because you wanted it more than the English team? Because it meant so much to the people outside here? Both of you. Kolisi first, please, and Rassie.
Yeah, I think we won because, we definitely wanted it a lot. I know they also wanted it a lot, but I must say the people outside here and the people inside here did help us a lot. It gave us another reason, to fight even harder because we knew what was going on back at home. And I think Coach reminded us that we have a privilege of doing what we're doing, and that can give a little bit of hope to the people. And I did drive us, sing all the videos in malls, in taverns, and every single person in the street celebrating. So we knew it was much more than just for our personal gains. It was for the country.
Coach, you spoke about pressure and the fact that there's so much at stake here. Could you just expand on that again?
Yeah, I think she had touched on that. After the first All Black Test match, which we lost, as I said in the press conference after the World Cup final, I felt we had a terrible week leading into that first pool game against New Zealand. And after that week, we sat down and said, listen, what is pressure really for us? And we were quite honest with one another, and every single player had a contribution and saying, listen, but what is pressure really? How can we be nervous going into a big test match if there's so many other things in life that we can be nervous about? And that's just actually what I tried to say in that media conference, that pressure in South Africa isn't exactly what people in New Zealand experience as pressure, and it's different in England and it's different in France. And when we play, we shouldn't play under pressure. We should play under the nice, I wouldn't say burden, but the nice luck or what we have to go and try and fix some problems for South Africa. And that's not pressure, that's a hell of a compliment to have. And I think that's the way we turned it around. And then on your first question, did we win it because we wanted it more? I think that's half of it. I think the other half is these guys really trained hard, that they were really fit. They were well conditioned, they did all the homework really well in terms of the game plans. They recovered well. They were really professional right through all 135 days that we were together. So I think that's the first part that played a big role. And then the second part was definitely South Africa. We wanted to win it for South Africa. That's without a doubt. And you can see what's happening currently here. It just absolutely drove us. When they made a tackle half time when they came in, the chat was again about South Africa. It wasn't about the actual game plan. It was about the people back home watching TV, the messages. So half of it hard work. The other half was you guys.
I can hear you. They can speak. They can speak.
Congratulations, first of all. Great job. Got a simple question first for Sia. There seemed to be a vigorous conversation between yourself and Rassie just before they handed you the trophy, where Rassie seemed to be smiling and you seemed to be very vigorous in your comments to Rassie. Are you able to tell us what that was about? And for Rassie, just in terms of you coming in for a year and a half, most rugby unions across the world work on a 4-year cycle. Do you think that maybe changes unions' thinking in terms of you can get a coach in for 2 years, maybe 3 years, even 1 year if the conditions are correct, or is it business as usual?
Yeah, it was after I got my medal, so I was basically begging him to come lift the trophy with me, and he's like, no, this is not his moment, this is for the players. And you know, it's just for me, it's just to say thank you, man, not just to him, the management staff with him as well. The coaching staff has really been amazing towards us, and for them to help us change things around in a year and a half was really amazing. They worked really hard, so I just wanted to share the moment with him. But yeah, he's very selfless, and he just wanted us players to enjoy that moment.
Yeah, sorry, on your second question, I think in a year and a half is a short time for or 2 years to appoint a coach, and going forward, and if you want to get short-term results, I think because I've been in the system since 1994, you know, when the game went professional, I started playing professional rugby, and I went right through all the different stages of semi-professional and all of those kind of things, and I went into coaching straight after playing. So and then I was involved with SA Rugby since 2011, so I only went to Ireland for 2 years. So when I got back into the system, it wasn't like I was totally new to South African rugby and the setup. I understood all the franchises, all the coaches, all the players. Most of the guys I coached before at either under 21 or under 20 level, or Vodacom Cup or Super Rugby level. So I guess that nullified the time span or time period a little bit, that it wasn't so short. I think for a new coach to come in and try and do it in a year and a half and has no knowledge about South Africa or the systems, that will be really tough. If it's somebody inside the system and knows the system really well, I guess then you can maybe give him a shorter term chance. But I think my benefit was because I never really left the system for a long time, so I think that's why it could work.
Okay.
Hi guys, congratulations, Kate from Super Sport. Coach, this one to you. Did you imagine deciding to spend your birthday with all these fans outside? Yeah, I mean, we seem to be like a fan favorite. A few months ago, when you were announced as the captain, we talked about how proud you were and how your dad was taking, I mean, he's here in the news, something too, about how proud he was of you. Taking you to your first trip overseas, just expand on how much of it's done for your family, like rugby has changed you, not just your life, but also your family's life.
Yeah.
I am very proud right now, and I was actually very happy to have my dad there. I think I said it to the team afterwards. It's one of those things, you know, I'm sure that was my dad's dream one day, to ever take me to like all these places all around the world, but he didn't have the means, and that's why I'm so grateful for rugby, that it allows me to be able to do such things. And I'm really proud that he could be there and share the moment. And you know, the team loves him, the guys welcomed him, and it was really special for me and the rest of my family, and just to show my kids as well that family is really important. And yeah, if you can do something for someone, I think you should do it. And yeah, we had a great time, and hopefully it wasn't the last one.
What is it? Oh yes, my birthday. No, you know, the one thing, I don't want to get emotional about it, but I think the one thing that if I had one wish out of this World Cup, and if I think about 1995 and I think of 2007, the one wish that we are going to really work hard, we as a leadership at SA Rugby, myself as director of rugby, and with the Exco and the board and everybody, is to not. Let's see I have some glory now, and it's my birthday and it's great, and some players were players of the tournament like Peter Steff, and the boys were certainly heroes in the way they played, and it's going to last for a week or two, a month or so, but I think what we want to keep on lasting is what we're seeing here at the airport and here in this room, and you know, black and white and different religions and different, I don't know, all people with different differences who coming together and working together and getting it right. So yeah, it's nice to have it on my birthday, but if I can have another wish on my birthday is that we really use this victory as a springboard to make sure that we don't lose again some of the other things that we had in 2007 and 1995, and really use it this time to make sure that all the things that we missed out previously, that we don't miss out on that again. And that's one of the reasons why I know I must still clear it with the board and the new coach, and all of those systems must still happen. And you can't ask me questions on that because I haven't discussed it with my bosses yet. But we have to focus on things like making sure everybody gets equal chances of playing. Everybody, you know, get good nutrition, and everybody get a fair chance. And there's so many things that we have to fix. We can't just focus on the Springboks, you know, because then we'll only win every 12 years if we only focus on the Springboks. We have to focus on so many other things to make the Springboks win consistently well. So yes, it's nice on my birthday that this happened, but there's so many bigger things and that we have to fix that. You know, let's see. I enjoy today. I enjoy it, but let's keep it going.
Go here, there, and then there, and then after that 2 more. Go for it.
Congratulations, guys. Kind of a man of the sport. See, just tell us, how have you dealt with the shutouts that have become Rory, Roger Federer, you know, all of them in your DMs, bumping into South Africa, bumping into South Africa, and so forth. How have you dealt with how everybody, you know, come behind South Africa and rallying, you know, behind what is such a great issue that they
it's been amazing to get all those kind of messages, you know, from, especially I'm a huge fan of Roger Federer. Yeah, when he sent the message, you know, it was really special for us. And, you know, you get guys like Tom Brady and stuff, you know, it's amazing. And, for us as a team, you know, we know we're working hard each and every single day, and then, you know, the top athletes are recognizing us, and it was really amazing.
Miss South Africa?
Yeah, and Miss South Africa as well. And she's here. So, yeah, it's really special, and it does mean a lot to us and the team. And it's good for South Africa as well to know that this huge athlete outside of South Africa are busy backing us. I think the most important thing, they knew what we were fighting for, and they knew, especially Prince, who came to South Africa, and he came to the changing room and he said, you know, he saw what was going on back at home, you know, and he said we needed this, and if any other country would have been them, it should have been us. And I think that's where Coach got it, like he reminded us once again that, you know, he took out the human part of us, you know, to say, okay, just step out for a bit. It's not about you today. Today it's about every single person that's sitting in this room and every single person that's outside. And when you make a mistake, carry on going. You don't have the right to feel bad for yourself or worry about your mistakes. You must just think of the people that are sitting at home and hoping for this. And that's all we wanted to focus on. And yeah, to get attention from other people, that was a bonus. But yeah, it's been amazing.
Back there, pick South Africa.
All right. Thank you. Congratulations once again, gentlemen. Excuse the voice a little bit, I've been celebrating. I think, quick 2 questions against Chumamanda from Level Set. This one, I'm glad to see we've got the minister there, we've got the president as well there. Will we be throwing our hats into contention for hosting maybe 2027 or 2031 after this weekend? And then Sia as well there, I saw a powerful 5 letters on your wrist there. You want to talk us through that? What is the significance behind that?
Minister first?
You first.
Stage before.
You first.
Now, thank you for that question. I think we are considering about 2027,
But we've just won 2022, so we first want to conclude 2022, the Sevens World Cup that we've won. So there's a lot of planning, so we have to make sure that we have enough money to host 2027. But I would like to thank everybody in the room for coming today. Really, we appreciate it. We thank all the South Africans who supported the team. All those messages of support really inspired the team. And I think, as the coach says, every time they went out there, they had a game plan, but they also remember the people back home. Every one of you have contributed to this victory. So thank you to you for inspiring the boys.
Me? The obviously rugby it's a beautiful sport, and you're allowed to share what you believe in, and obviously I had Jesus on my wrist, and obviously that's what I believe in, and that's what's been carrying me throughout the whole time, other than my teammates, and the people that support me, and all the prayers that came from people here. And it's really been grateful, and it meant a lot to me, and I knew at that time that I owe all the glory to him, and that's why. But every game, that's how I play, with my wrist, with that one. So that's why I have it on every single game.
Another question? Question here, and then Brendan, and then Sandile, and then we're going to wrap.
Zam Baloy in the Champions podcast. Coach Rassie, the final team showed so many layers to their attack which weren't obvious in the other games leading up to the final. How hard was it for them to not show their hand in that time? And Sia, on the train ride here, a woman said to me, I've come here to celebrate the lesson that this team has taught me about when you struggle at the beginning, relating to how you guys were losing that first game, and then powering through the rest of the tournament. Those kind of comments from everyday South Africans, what does that say to you, and what does that give to you, seeing that you've given us such a big gift?
Are you talking about the question to me as about
how hard was it for the players to not show their hand in the run throughout the tournament?
Our attacking hand?
Yes.
Yeah, we actually didn't try to hide anything. The Japan game, we actually gave them 40 points, and then a New Zealand game that they would just bear on the day, and then we actually smashed Namibia and we smashed Canada. We was the last game. And then we smashed Italy by 40 points. We're actually the highest scoring team at the World Cup. And then when we played Wales is the kind of team. And then we played Japan again, and we gave them again, I think, four or five tries. So we scored a lot of points again. But then we played Wales, who's a kicking game. And if you lose your patience against Wales, they beat England twice this year. They're the Six Nations champs. So that was actually the Rugby Championships winners against the Six Nations winners. So, and we've played them 4 times, and we haven't managed to win them in the last 4 times. And every single time we tried to outrun them. So we knew that was going to be a ball fest, just kicking. And we knew our patience had to last there. And then it did. And then in the final, we actually kicked almost as much, but then Lukhanyo just brought the magic, and Mapimpi brought the magic, and Cheslin brought the magic, and the individual players just whatever they saw they played, and I guess that's what we wanted all the time. So it wasn't really that we were hiding anything. It was just that the players felt so comfortable and confident, and the platform was laid there, and they really just used their talent. So we didn't really hide anything.
The question was, a lady on the train said, I've come here to celebrate the lessons that the Springboks have taught me. Losing the first game and powering through the rest of the tournament. What does that say to you as you've given us a gift? What does that say to you as the nation saying that about you guys?
I think we kind of got that from South Africa. Us and the coach, we know exactly, we go through a lot of challenges as a country, and we always find a way to get through it, especially when we get together and know everybody, and we start fighting for something. And we knew, Coach let us know, we all knew if we lost another game, that was it for us, and we had to fight every single game like it was a playoff. So we gave it everything we could, and I think, like I said earlier, without the support of the people back home, because the people back here know exactly what it feels like to have your back against the wall. And that was huge for us. I mean, we were watching videos, we were sitting there with FNB, got us this big TV, and we could get messages from the people. And another thing, we have people's faces on our jerseys at the back. So we were away. We weren't really away. We had our people with us, and it was really special for us. And seeing the videos like that, see a gun other old players, you know, celebrating and sending us videos to see that this is 10 times more than they have ever had in their lifetime. So, yeah, people might be learning from us, but everything that we did there and took there, we got it from the people here in South Africa.
Yes, Brendan?
2007 taught us that core of that team went through to 2009 to beat the British and Irish Lions there. How important, first of all, is to keep this core of this team together under your leadership for 2021 with the British Lions? And then second, on a lighter note, we've spoken about all the celebrities and stuff that wished you well. Part of this campaign was your video call with your son Nick. Just what was his reaction afterwards? We would love to stay together as this core group, and obviously that's all up to Coach Rassie, and he will definitely let us know in the next couple of days. He's already thinking about working for the next couple of days, preparing for what's about to come. And yeah, us as players, a lot of us have committed to be staying in South Africa, and we're playing here, so we definitely be available. And regarding the call to Nick, yeah, that was special. And the whole time that he was there, he just wanted to get on the field. And I told him, just keep on praying that if we win the final, so we can get on the field. And yeah, he got on the field. He just ran and enjoyed himself. It was really special. And I can't explain to you how amazing it is to share those special moments with your family. And yeah, we really enjoyed it. We all had our kids there, and wives and girlfriends and everything. So it was good.
Final question, Sandile, and then we'll ask the Minister to make closing remarks. And before the question goes, can I then just ask to clear the room, guys? We'd like to get the guys at the top table out, so please refrain from the selfies and all that. Thank you very much. Sandile, go for it.
Thanks for the sound eventually. Rassie, quick one. How important was it to have Sia fully fit? We know he struggled with injuries leading up to the World Cup, and we spoke a lot about him. You guys wrapped him up incredibly. So your question, how important was it to have a fit Sia fully at the World Cup? And Sia, for you, a message to all the kids who are in our rural areas struggling as you did 10, 20 years ago.
Yeah, I think our own motto was the whole time that, listen here, we're not going to make the same mistakes as previous World Cups where I was involved, and also part of the mistake where we're going to take a very experienced team on paper and a great team on paper, but not a fully fit team. So we decided when we get onto that plane to Japan, all 31 players must be fit and ready to train. And I must tell you, out of the 7 or 8 weeks that we were there were probably out of the, how many training sessions, 40 training sessions that we had, there were probably 3 where there were 1 or 2 players sitting out with niggling injuries, and Sia was one of them. He was the only player that we actually managed. A guy like Damian Willemsen missed out because he wasn't fully fit when we went over there. A guy like, who else is there? There was Lisa Kaboko had a little injury just before that. So there was a few guys, even one of the Pre brothers. So we decided we would rather take a fully fit team. So the only guy we really took a chance with was Sia, and to manage him, his whole load, and how we're going to make him play just a little bit in one Currie Cup game, and then against Argentina, and then against Japan. So for us to have him there was really important. Firstly, because he's a great rugby player. Secondly, because he's our captain, and I thought his form wasn't great the first 2 games, and that's why we gave him. He played in 3 in a row, and we always subbed him the last 10-15 minutes of the first 2-3 games until he got fully fit. And then I must say in the last 3 games his form was absolutely outstanding. So much that we actually had to sub him the last 10-15 minutes because he really emptied his tank totally, and he played really, really well. His stats showed that. So, no, it was massive important, and I must say well done to the medical team and everybody to get him through that, because it was a real worry for me at one stage during the year, early in the year.
And your message to the kids in our townships, rural areas who are now in, I suppose, in a situation that you found yourself in about 10, 20 years ago?
Yeah, it's really tough, but I think anything can be overcome with opportunity. I think my drive when I was younger. It was just going to training each and every single day. I was preparing myself, not knowing obviously because I was young. I was only 9 years old, going to training each and every single day. And I was obviously preparing myself for an opportunity just in case it came. And when it did come, I was ready and I took it with both hands, when I got a scholarship. So that's what I can tell them, that it can be done. We obviously don't want it to be so tough for everybody else, and we're hoping things will get better for everybody else in future. But I mean, if a guy like Mampimpi can come from where he comes from and make it, it just shows it is possible. And the most important thing is that you never listen to someone that tells you can't make it, you're not going to make it. It's up to you and you alone and all the people that you have around you. That's the most important thing. And I just want to tell the kids they must just keep dreaming and keep on believing and keep on pushing.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Coach. Thanks, Captain, for leading the nation. Happy birthday. The most important thing here, the lesson we can take from our Springboks, is that in the field of play, they were single-minded, and their unity was unity of purpose. They affected people outside of the field, which is 57 million people in South Africa. Their act and their win covered our country with glory. And as they do that, they made us to come closer to each other as South Africans. We should not be distracted by anybody. This we should use as a firm base, as we did in 1995, in 2007, and now in 2019, as a firm base to unite our people. Unite all of us in confronting the challenges we are faced with. Challenges of unemployment. With this win, many people would be part and parcel of the President's investment conference here, with a lot of Japanese who were not part of the plan initially, who wanted to know more about South Africa. We have had the whole of the continent being happy that this is their win also as people of this continent. So, fellow South Africans, thank you very much for supporting our boys. Continue to do that, and let us make sure that the doomsayers do not see what they want to see, the division of our nation. Our sport, the sport, all other sporting codes should learn from this, that when you are united, you can achieve everything. We are still calling on everybody, including the private sector, to come to the fore to help those kids in the rural areas, in the townships and the suburbs and elsewhere, to ensure that they get a chance. To that extent, I would want to say to the 57 million people of South Africa that Heineken, as one of the private sector, came to the fore to assist in ensuring that all the people of our land are able to watch this very important final. So with that, I'm calling on other private sectors that come, let's ensure that we build our country. Let this not be a momentarily win, but forever. We build on it in confronting the problems we're faced with. There's gender-based violence in the country. I'm still going to be talking to the president of SARO and the leadership that all our sporting codes, starting with the world champions here, we take part even more in ensuring that we address the challenges, social ills, which are facing our nation. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.